What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to Free Forex Basics with Matt. Today we are going to discuss on video 3.1 what is traded in Forex. Alright, let's just get this started. All systems go. Everybody's here. Alright, so today we're going to speak about what is traded in the Forex market. Pretty simply put, it's money. I think everybody knows that when it comes to Forex, money is traded. So I'm just going to run through a couple of things and then I'll simplify everything for you guys and we can take it from there. Okay, so because you're not buying anything physical, Forex trading can be confusing. So we'll use a simple but imperfect analogy to help explain. Think of buying a currency as basically buying a share in a particular country, kind of like buying shares in a company. The price of the currency is usually a direct reflection of the market's opinion on the current and future health of its respective economy. In Forex trading, when you buy, say, the Japanese yen, you are basically buying a share in the Japanese economy. You are betting, well, it says here you are betting that the Japanese economy is doing well and will even get better as time goes on. When they use the word betting here, you are betting that the Japanese economy is doing well and will even get better as time goes on. Remember, guys, once you learn to trade, you're not really betting, you're anticipating. Okay, you're expecting price and an economy to go better. Anyway, so once you sell those shares back to the market, hopefully, you will end up with a profit. So what they're saying here is, let's say you buy the Japanese yen against the pound, you've bought into the Japanese economy, price moves up, and you then sell those shares back to the market, meaning you close your position. And that's where people get confused. They think that you buy and then you sell in order to execute a trade, but what really happens is that you buy at a certain price. As price moves, you close your trade off. But technically, yes, you're selling the shares back, but you're no longer in the trade. It doesn't mean you're now in a sell. Okay, in general, the exchange rate of a currency versus other currencies is a reflection of the condition of that country's economy compared to other countries' economies. So basically, I'm sure you guys understand that. When you have the different exchange rates, it has to do with the country's economies compared to other countries' economies. So anyway, let's move on to major currencies. While there are potentially lots of currencies you can trade as a new Forex trader, you'll probably start trading with the major currencies. Examples are on the next slide. So the reason why you choose a major currency is because basically they are the biggest currencies with a lot of volume and movement, and they're the most well-known currencies. So let's run through some examples here. So if you look at this diagram here, it's a picture of the world. You have on the top left CAD. So CAD stands for Canadian dollar. Underneath that, you've got the USD, which is the United States dollar. To the right of that, on top, we've got the GBP, Great British Pound. You then have the EUR, which is the European Euro, which is what we call the Euro. Below, right at the bottom, we have CHF, which is the Swiss franc. To the right of that, you got AUD, which is Australian dollar. To the right of that, you have NZD, New Zealand dollar at the bottom. And then further on above, you've got JPY, which is the Japanese yen. Okay, so basically this is just showing you what the different currencies are in the different countries. Take some time to look through this. I'm sure you guys already know this, but it's good to learn and you kind of want to know where all this stuff is. Okay, so they're called major currencies because they're the most heavily traded currencies and represent some of the world's largest economies, which is what we discussed previously. Forex traders differ on what they consider as major currencies. The uptight ones who probably got straight A's and followed all the rules as children only consider United States dollar, the euro, the Japanese yen, the Great British pound, and CHF. This was franc, which is the CHF, as major currencies. They then label AUD, which is the Australian dollar, NZD, New Zealand dollar, and CAD, Canadian dollar, as commodity currencies. For us rebels, and to keep things simple, we just consider all 8 currencies as the majors. So, look, it's tit for tat, as well known around the world. We just say that all 8 currencies are majors. Anyway, so below we will list them by their symbol, country, and where they're used, the currency name, and cool nicknames. Alright, so moving on to the next slide here. So you have the first row code, second row is your country, third currency, and the fourth is what the guys give it as a nickname. I don't particularly use any nicknames, but we'll just quickly have a run through it. So as you can see there, USD, it's the country, United States, and the currency, the dollar. The EUR is the Eurozone, and its currency name is the euro. JPY is Japan, and it's the yen. Now, before I carry on, I just thought what's in the next slide, which can help you here, is if you look at the first 2 letters of each currency, it's actually the country that the currency's in. So, for instance, if you go back up to the top and you have USD, it's United States, and the D is for dollar. So you have the U for United, S for States, and D for dollar. After that, you have your euro, which is the Eurozone, EU, which is known as the EU, the Eurozone, and euro. JPY, which stands for Japan, yen. GBP, Great Britain, pound. Then we have CHF, which is Switzerland, franc. Then CAD is basically Canada, and the dollar, which we call Canadian dollar. AUD is the Australian dollar, the A and the U standing for Australia, the D for dollar. And finally we have NZD, which is New Zealand dollar. It's pretty cool to know. It's much easier to navigate when you're reading these symbols. You kind of immediately learn them and know them. So, currency symbols always have 3 letters, where the first 2 letters identify the name of the country, and the third letter identifies the name of that country's currency. Usually the first letter of the currency's name. So, going back, exactly what I've just mentioned to you guys, I just thought I'd throw it all in there for you. Let's take an example of USD, United States dollar. Pretty cool. Alright, moving on. I just thought I'd just throw in a picture here where it separates. So that there symbol is, for example, NZD. The first 2 letters stands for the country name, while the third letter is the currency name. So NZD stands for New Zealand, while the D stands for dollar. Easy enough and really cool to know, and definitely something you guys need to know. Alright, the currencies included in the chart above are called the majors because they are the most widely traded ones. Right, so going back a few steps, these pairs are the pairs that are the most traded currently in the world. Anyway guys, I just thought I'd run through that. It's pretty simple. It's simple facts, and it's really cool. You guys do need to know this kind of stuff. And if you have any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, this video is done. We'll see you on the next one.